The area we call Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is actually comprised of 8 or 9 different communities, all with their own distinct personality. It's about 70 miles from the bottom to the top, from Georgetown, South Carolina, all the way up to just north of Calabash, North Carolina. Now, where we are today is down towards the south side. This is home for me. This is Murrells Inlet, South Carolina. You can see I like living in a beautiful place. Around here, time slows down a little bit. Yeah. Take a deep breath, sit up on the porch, relax. And while it's certainly possible to have a weekend getaway here, I think this area, the south side of Myrtle Beach, lends itself to more of a permanent type residence. It seems to me that the roots just run a little bit deeper here on the south side of Myrtle Beach.
Charlie, you're exactly right. You know, time does slow down when you come into Murrells Inlet and Pawleys Island, and that's one thing that people always say. For the longest time, this was kind of our best kept secret on the Grand Strand, right? And it wasn't just until recently they continued and finished the highway that we have here along the Grand Strand to get more access down here. So it's great for locals that live down here because they can shoot up to the airport a lot quicker and some of the big box stores. And maybe it's given away our secret a little bit here on the inlet. One of the best things about living down here, it is quieter, but some of the restaurants, you know, I know one of your favorites is down here.
Absolutely. I have a long list of favorites. Dead Dog Saloon and Marsh Walk Claw House. If you go down to Pawleys Island, you got to go to Frank's. Frank's is a restaurant, folks. I'd take that up against anything in the world. You've got the Chive Blossom, you've got the Rustic Table. Yes. The list goes on and on and on. Yeah. There's just so much to do here. And don't forget, in Pawleys Island, that's where they invented that famous Pawleys Island hammock. And we don't just put them out for show, we use them around here.
Oh yeah, I think you just listed about 3 of my wife and I's favorite restaurants. You know, so we're down here in Prince Creek, right? We're highlighting some of the area's top residential golf course communities. And we've selected Prince Creek because it's a wide variety of housing options. Amongst everything else. You know, the location's fantastic, but you can really purchase homes and patio homes, townhouses here within the Prince Creek Master Community, ranging from the high 2s, low $300,000 range, all the way up to 6, 7, 8, and even over $1 million. You've got a lot of custom home features, and that's what we're going to be taking a look at today.
Let's go have a look at what you picked out for us.
Let's go.
Now, Jason, this is what I'm talking about. This is Southern living right here. I got the living room, dining room. I got this beautiful kitchen, stainless steel. I love cooking on gas. You know I like cooking on gas. I love the color of the hardwoods in here. Tell me about this home. I'm already hooked.
I knew you'd be excited about this one. I'm glad we came here. You know, this is built by one of the area's premier custom home builders. So we're in Collins Creek, right? And that is a custom home community here in Murrells Inlet. But this is what you think of when you think of Southern living. Mm-hmm. You've got the beautiful gray floors and the white kitchen. I know you love your cooking. You do have that gas. You got gas fireplace and beams. And you know, Charlie, this is what people are seeing on television a lot. They're seeing it in magazines, and a lot of people are trying to style their homes in this way. But to have this home featured like this here amongst the beautiful southern oak trees and with the southern moss and the gas lanterns, it's a perfect feel.
Yeah, that gas lantern, when you walk in the house, it's not a huge item, but it really sets the tone for everything you see when you come in here.
It does set the tone. And then so when you do come in there off the front porch, you really immediately know that you're in a true custom home. And as we talked about, you know, Collins Creek is a custom home community inside of the master plan community of Prince Creek. You know, Prince Creek offers the price point from anywhere in the high $300,000 range all the way up to $1 million plus. And from your traditional patio homes or attached living up to these custom homes that we're in today.
And you can keep your golf cart in that garage, and you can get to an unbelievable number of restaurants. This is seafood capital of South Carolina.
It is.
My favorite place is Dead Dog Saloon. If you wonder where I am most of the time, I'm there. But I could get to the Dead Dog Saloon at the Marsh Walk in Murrells Inlet from here in my golf cart.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. And you know, when you come through Myrtle Beach and all the fun things that it offers, and you come into Myrtle's Inlet, a lot of people say it almost time slows down a little bit, right? And something that we've pointed out where locals live here, right? And so when you're walking into these restaurants, they know your name, right? They recognize
Yeah, absolutely,
so
they do.
A little bit slower pace of life amongst locals. This is a great place to live.
Well, let's take a deep breath, slow down a little bit, and check out the rest of this home.
Let's go. Let's go in here to the owner's suite. You know, Charlie, we're taking a look at some of these beautiful custom homes in these golf course residential communities, and you're starting to see the trend I'm seeing, these really large owner's bedrooms. You know, it's beautiful. These elevated window sills, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, that's really cool. But check out what I found. You guys aren't going to believe this. This is so cool. Look at this right here, folks. This is a closet, right? Really nice closet. I like closets. And right here, this is the laundry room. If you don't understand what I'm saying, that's the laundry room. This is the closet. You do your clothes, you hang them up right here. Jason, it doesn't get any better than that.
So, Charlie, how did I do?
Well, I'm going to tell you what, you nailed it.
Yeah.
And we're looking at great golf course communities here in the Myrtle Beach area. I love this house, this area, no doubt about it. Prince Creek is awesome. But let's go take a look at TPC Myrtle Beach. You're not going to believe how close it is. We're right on top of it. Come on, come on, let's go. I'm a member there too. How about that?
Let's go.
Yeah.
So, Charlie, I know I wowed you with that house.
Yeah, you did.
Right now, you are wowing me with this view. This is an incredible shot down number 18. Tell everybody where we're at.
Well, we're at TPC Myrtle Beach, and this is a really special golf course. It was designed by Tom Fazio with input from Lanny Watkins. It's actually hosted the Senior PGA Tour Championship, which, by the way, was won by Tom Watson. So that's pretty nice pedigree.
Incredible.
And it is part of the TPC network. That's how I'm a member here.
Okay.
And you never know who you're going to see out here. Dustin Johnson spends a lot of time here. This was his home course when he lived in the area when he was going to school at Coastal Carolina, which is now known for football, by the way, folks. And Dustin, in fact, has his golf school, the Dustin Johnson Golf School. It's up far into the driving range when you're warming up. And Alan Terrell, who was Dustin's coach in college and has worked with him a lot on his game, he runs the Dustin Johnson Golf School. And my good friend, Sean the Beast Pfister, who's a 3-time World Long Drive champion, he also works out of that school as well. And if you want the latest and greatest and tailor-made equipment, they can hook you up there because they've got a super modern fitting area. And one more thing, every year, Dustin Johnson, he's always here on site at least once a year, he hosts his own junior tournament. It's a Dustin Johnson World Junior Invitational. And top players, both boys and girls, come from all across the world to get here. And it's a big deal even getting it in. It's turned into one of the top tournaments. Last year, we had the entire tournament on CBS Sports Network. So just so much great stuff going on here at TPC Myrtle Beach.
That's wonderful. You know, and I love that fact that he's coming and giving his time back too, and for the kids especially. So I need some tips. You're giving me tips on all the other courses. I love playing this golf course, but I need tips. Talk to me about number 18. 18 can be very intimidating, can't it?
Yeah, it can. When you stand up on the tee, basically what you see, there's out of bounds, pretty tight on the left. There's a big creek on the right. That creek crosses the green, and as you get a little bit closer to the green, there's a lake on the left side and up by the green. So there's a lot of trouble there. And golf, like life, is best tackled one step or one shot at a time. And so what I like to do when you've got a complicated golf hole like that is essentially break it down into 3 par 3s. So you look at that fairway, and in your mind you can almost see like a par 3 flag stick out there. And you know, if you're uncomfortable with the driver, you might go ahead and hit the 3-wood, but you play to that flag stick. Okay, now you pull that off. The second shot, you start seeing water on the left and you see that bunker on the right. Put a flag stick right in the middle, maybe even figure out a good yardage for you. You might be 185 yards or 205 yards, but turn that into a par 3. You pull that off, and now your reward is that third shot. You're only going to have maybe 110 yards left, and you actually are playing to a regular flag stick there. So you can break golf down into simple steps, just like life, and that way you don't get confused or overwhelmed by it. And the great thing about that method is when you go to practice on the practice practice tee, you can do the same thing in your mind.
Visualize it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're playing certain shots that you're going to face on a golf course that you have upcoming when you're actually warming up to play golf, or when you get a chance to go out and practice, you know, on a nice afternoon like this.
Beautiful. Yeah, what a great idea. You know, I would have never thought about that, and hopefully a lot of the people watching this tackle it just like a par 3. I love that. What a great tip. So beautiful golf course, TPC here in Myrtle's Inlet, South Carolina. I know you love Myrtle's Inlet, and I do as well. It's a great residential community with a lot of housing opportunities, and so there's no secret why Prince Creek is one of the top residential golf course communities here along the Grand Strand.